The 1960 Lincoln Continental Camper stands as one of the strangest, most fascinating, and least understood vehicles to ever roll out of American automotive history, a machine that perfectly captures the bold optimism, excess, and experimental spirit of mid-20th century America. At first glance, it looks like something out of a forgotten science fiction film or a roadside curiosity from the golden age of Route 66, but beneath its eccentric appearance lies a deeper story about luxury, individuality, and a time when the rules of vehicle design were far more flexible than they are today. Unlike traditional motorhomes of the era, which were almost always built on heavy-duty truck or commercial chassis, the Lincoln Continental Camper began its life as one of the most luxurious passenger cars of its time, the 1960 Lincoln Continental Mark V. This was a full-size American luxury car designed to glide silently down highways, powered by a massive V8 engine and wrapped in acres of chrome, steel, and leather. Somehow, someone looked at this symbol of executive elegance and imagined something entirely different: a self-contained home on wheels built on a luxury car platform, blending first-class comfort with long-distance travel freedom. To understand why the Lincoln Continental Camper is so unusual, you have to understand the era it came from. The late 1950s and early 1960s were a time when America was obsessed with size, power, and innovation. Cars were long, wide, and unapologetically extravagant, and the idea of pushing boundaries was celebrated rather than questioned. The 1960 Lincoln Continental itself was enormous, stretching well over 18 feet in length and weighing more than 2 tons. Under the hood sat a 430 cubic inch V8 engine producing smooth, effortless power, mated to an automatic transmission that emphasized comfort over speed. This platform provided an unlikely but surprisingly capable foundation for a camper conversion, offering a low ride height, a powerful drivetrain, and a refined driving experience compared to the rough, truck-based RVs of the time. What makes the Lincoln Continental Camper even more intriguing is that it was never an official factory model. Lincoln never produced a camper or motorhome variant of the Continental, and there was no catalog, brochure, or marketing campaign promoting such a vehicle. Instead, the camper exists as a custom or aftermarket conversion, likely built by a specialist coachbuilder or a skilled individual with a vision that was far ahead of its time. During this era, custom automotive conversions were far more common, especially among wealthy buyers who wanted something truly unique. Limousines, hearses, ambulances, and specialty vehicles were often hand-built from luxury car chassis, and the Continental Camper fits squarely into this tradition of bespoke craftsmanship. Visually, the Lincoln Continental Camper is impossible to ignore. The front end retains the unmistakable face of the Continental Mark V, with its massive chrome grille, quad headlights, and sculpted hood that seems to stretch endlessly forward. From the doors forward, it looks like a normal luxury sedan of its era, but as your eyes move rearward, the transformation becomes dramatic. The rear of the vehicle is extended and raised, forming a boxy camper structure that contrasts sharply with the sleek lines of the original car. Large side windows suggest a living space inside, while the squared-off rear gives it a distinctly motorhome-like silhouette. This contrast between elegant luxury car and utilitarian camper body is what gives the vehicle its surreal, almost dreamlike quality. Inside, the camper conversion reveals the practical purpose behind the eccentric design. While exact layouts vary depending on the specific example, period-correct camper conversions typically included a compact sleeping area, basic cabinetry, storage compartments, and sometimes even a small kitchenette. The goal wasn't luxury in the modern RV sense, but comfort and independence, the ability to travel long distances and live out of the vehicle without relying on hotels or restaurants. What makes the Lincoln Continental Camper special is the way it merges this practicality with the refined driving experience of a luxury car. Imagine cruising down a desert highway in near silence, the soft suspension absorbing the road, while carrying your living space with you. This was the dream the Continental Camper embodied. Mechanically, the camper relied heavily on the original Lincoln components, which were more than capable for the task. The 430 V8 was designed to move heavy luxury sedans effortlessly, and while the camper body added extra weight, the engine's abundant torque made highway cruising relatively easy. The car's body-on-frame construction also helped support the conversion, providing a sturdy base for the camper structure. However, handling and braking would have been very different from a standard Continental, especially given the added mass at the rear. This was not a vehicle designed for speed or sharp cornering, it was built for steady, confident cruising across America's expanding highway system. The cultural significance of the 1960 Lincoln Continental camper goes far beyond its mechanical specifications. It represents a moment in history when personal mobility was seen as a form of freedom, and the open road symbolized endless possibility. Post-war America was expanding rapidly, with new highways, national parks, and tourist destinations inviting families and adventurers to explore the country. Campers and motorhomes became symbols of this lifestyle, but most were Spartan and utilitarian. The Continental camper took a different approach, suggesting that travel and luxury did not have to be mutually exclusive. It was a statement vehicle, one that said comfort, style, and individuality mattered just as much as practicality. Today, surviving examples of the Lincoln Continental camper are extremely rare, and each one is treated more like a piece of automotive art than a conventional vehicle. They occasionally surface in auctions, barn finds, or private collections, often in weathered or unrestored condition, which only adds to their mystique. Restoring such a vehicle is no small task, requiring expertise in both classic car restoration and vintage RV construction. Parts are scarce, documentation is limited, and much of the vehicle's history exists only through photographs and anecdotal evidence. Yet this rarity is precisely what makes the Continental camper so appealing to collectors and enthusiasts who value originality and uniqueness above all else. In a modern context, the Lincoln Continental camper feels almost prophetic. Today's luxury motorhomes and van conversions aim to blend high-end interiors with refined driving experiences, something this vehicle attempted more than 60 years ago using the tools and technology of its time. It challenges our assumptions about what a camper can be and reminds us that innovation doesn't always come from large manufacturers or official product lines, sometimes it comes from individuals willing to imagine something different. The 1960 Lincoln Continental camper may never have been practical for mass production, but it succeeded in creating something unforgettable. Ultimately, the Lincoln Continental camper is more than just a strange vehicle, it's a rolling time capsule that captures the spirit of an era defined by ambition, creativity, and confidence in the future. It tells a story about America's love affair with the automobile, about the desire to explore without sacrificing comfort, and about a time when the road ahead felt limitless. Whether viewed as an engineering curiosity, a collector's dream, or a symbol of mid-century optimism, the 1960 Lincoln Continental camper remains one of the most fascinating and unconventional vehicles ever created, and a reminder that some of the most memorable ideas in automotive history were never meant to follow the rules.